की तुमकां सगळंच खबर आसतलें की 24 तारखेच्या दिसा प्रदीप अगरवाड्याचे घर जेन्ना आसगांव हांगासर डेमोलिशन जातले ते संदर्भात आमच्याकडे एक असो कॉपी एक अशी डॉक्युमेंट पावलेलो आसा. तो डॉक्युमेंट कितें म्हणटात पळय तो अंजुनचे PI प्रशाल देसाय त्यांचो एक असो स्टेटमेंट आसा. त्यांच्यानी एक असो स्टेटमेंट केला की त्यांका एक असो फोन कॉल येयलो की तू हे डेमोलिशन जे आसा हे कित्या खातीर बंद करता, हे डेमोलिशन बंद करिनाका, हे काम जे आसा डेमोलिशनाचे चालूच आसूं न्ही अशें तांकां सांगलें आसा. हो फोन कॉल जो तांकां येयलो तो थेट येयलो DGP कडल्यान. DGPन तांकां सांगलें की हे काम तू बंद करिनाका आनी जाता तितल्या बेगीना तू आपल्याक मेळपा खातीर यो. तेन्ना थेट अंजुनचे PI प्रशाल देसाय हे थेट DGPक मेळपा खातीर गेले. जेन्ना DGPक मेळपा खातीर गेले तेंच्या ऑफिसान तेन्ना थेट तांकां ते तेंचेर तापोवंक लागले, तांकां थ्रेटन करूंक लागले, तांकां फोर्स करूंक लागले की तू हे काम कित्या खातीर बंद करता, हे काम तू बंद करिनाका, हे चालूच आसूं न्ही. जर तू हे काम बंद करीत जाल्यार आपूण तुजेर थेट कारवाई करतलो आनी कितें ते स्ट्रिक्ट एक्शन घेतलो. तेंच्यांनी जेन्ना तांकां तापोवंक लागले, तांकां धमकी दिवंक लागले, तांकां थ्रेटन करूंक लागले आनी सांगलें की तू हे काम बंद करिनाका. जर तू हे काम बंद करीत जाल्यार आपूण तुजेर कडक कारवाई करतलो. ती कडक कारवाई म्हणजे थेट आपूण तुका एक NDPS केसीन तुका आपूण फसयतलो आनी ना जाल्यार खंयच्या ना खंयच्या केसीन तुका आपूण फसयतलो असो तांचेर दबाव वाडलो. आनी तांकां अशें ताणें सांगलें की जर तू हे काम बंद करीत आनी आपूण जर गोंयान पासून आसला आनी आपली ट्रान्सफर पासून गोंयाच्या भायर पासून जर जाली जाल्यार आपूण कशे ना कशे तरेन तुका ह्या केसीन आपूण तुका फसयतलो अशें तांच्यांनी सांगलें आसा. हो पुराय जो स्टेटमेंट आसा पळय तो अंजुनचे PI प्रशाल देसाय हांच्यांनी सांगलेलो आसा. ती कॉपी जी आसा ही थेट आमच्या कडेन पावलेली आसा. जी कितें कॉपीचेर बरयलेलें आसा पळय ते आमी तुमच्या समोर घेवन येतले. ह्या अंजुनच्या घर डेमोलिशना बद्दल जितली आमकां अपडेट मेळत रावतली तितली अपडेट जी आसा आमी सदां तुमचे मेरेन पावपाचो प्रयत्न करतले. पळयत राहा तुमी इनगो खातीर हांव सायप्रसाद कुबडे आसागांवच्यान.
Once undersigned along with SDPO Mapsa Shri Sandesh Chodankar had attended the meeting with DGP Goa. DGP Goa had discussed regarding purchase of the said property by Mrs. Pooja Sharma and directed us to help her in vacating the said house. On 22nd June 2024, I received a phone call from DGP Goa informing that the party of Pooja Sharma will come at Asagaon and told to help them. That on 22nd June 2024, a phone call was received from PCR Panji informing that a caller needs a police help as some persons are demolishing his house near Ganga Tiles Factory, Asagaon, Bardez, Goa. Accordingly, Robot 17 was diverted and PSI Sanket Pokhre along with PSI Nitin Naik of Anjuna Police Station left at the spot. On reaching at the spot, that is at near Ganga Tiles Factory, Bairo, Alto, Asagaon, Bardez, Goa, one excavator was seen engaged in demolishing the house. The said house was ground plus one floor. Mr. Pradeep Agarwadekar, along with his family members, were claiming that they were inside the house while demolishing work was going on and their belongings are inside the house. PSI Sanket Pokhre told to stop the said work and directed them to produce the documents and also directed the excavator operator to load the excavator into the trailer and bring it to the police station. In the meantime, I received a phone call from DGP Goa asking me why the work of the demolition of the house has been stopped. Accordingly, I briefed him about the call received from PCR Panji and also about the occupants of the house who were aggressively opposing the demolition work of the house. At that time, DGP Goa started shouting on me and told me that anyhow the work of the demolition of the house should be started and if any person is obstructing it, then to lift them from the spot and to bring them at the police station. He also informed me that there was no body inside the house when the demolition work was going, as he has personally verified the same. As DGP Goa was pressurizing to take the occupants of the house to the police station and to allow to continue the work of the demolition, we did not leave them from the spot and told PSI Sanket was at the spot to tell them to come at the police station to lodge the complaint. Accordingly, Mrs. Prinsha, wife of Pradeep Agarwadekar, along with her daughter, came at the police station and Mr. Pradeep Agarwadekar and his son were at the residence. So also PSI Sanket Pokhre left from the police station. Mrs. Prinsha wife of Pradeep Agarbadekar came at the police station. She reported that she received injuries as she was pushed. Accordingly, she was referred for medical examination at PHC Shuvalim. Medical officer on duty conducted her medical examination, gave her necessary medical treatment, and certified the nature of injury as simple in nature. Thereafter, Mrs. Prinsha, wife of Pradeep Agarbadekar, was requested to lodge her complaint, if any, wherein she informed that her lawyer is on the way and once she comes at the police station, she will lodge her complaint. I had also received a phone call from Advocate Prashal Desai informing regarding the incident, and he is coming to lodge the complaint. One person came before me and informed that he is Mr. Arshad Khawaja and told me that he is demolishing the said house as per the inspection from top office. He also told me that I have received the phone call from the top officer. He also told me that he had received the instructions to start the work again and he left from the police station. While leaving from the police station, Mr. Arshad Khawaja shared his mobile number. Mr. Ashley Rodriguez, who is the owner of the excavator machine, came to the police station and he informed that Mr. Arshad Khawaja had told him before he had contact with top officials and that he will manage all the things at the spot. In the meantime, I again received a phone call from DGP Goa that anyhow the work of the demolition of the house must take place and told me that they will again start the work of the demolition and no one should stop the said work. DGP Goa was continuously pressuring me to allow Mr. Arshad Khawaja to continue demolish work of the house. He also threatened to start the work within 10 minutes. Otherwise, to get ready to face the consequences if the work is not completed. Mr. Ashley Rodriguez, in my presence, had told his machine operator not to continue the work of the demolition of the house in any situation. Mr. Pradeep Rana, who is the excavator operator, had loaded the excavator into the trailer and he had left from the spot with it. After crossing around 2 to 3 kilometers, Mr. Arshad Khawaja, his son, and bouncers came to stop the trailer vehicle and forced the operator to take the vehicle at the demolition site and also forced him to start the demolition work. Mr. Arshad Khawaja told the excavator operator that he had taken people who were inside the house and the local police can't stop the work as he had permission from the top officials. Thereafter, Mrs. Prinsha, wife of Pradeep Agarbadekar, who was at the police station, started shouting that the demolition work of a house has been started again. Accordingly, Robot 17 staff were immediately directed to proceed at the spot. So also Mrs. Prinsha Agarbadekar was sent with Robot 17 vehicle. So also a phone call was received from PCR Panji informing that the demolishing work of the house at near Ganga Tiles Factory Asagaon has been started. PSI Sanket Pokhre along with PSI Nitin Naik left at the spot to verify. On reaching at the spot, it was noticed that the excavator was near the house and its engine was running. So also further demolition work of the house was already carried out and debris was seen near the house. Glass of the excavator was seen damaged. Upon inquiry, it was revealed that as they had continued the demolition of the house, Mrs. Prinsha Agarbadekar came over there and on seeing them with the operator of the machine and laborers ran away from there, leaving excavator over there. Mrs. Prinsha Agarbadekar was also claiming that her husband Mr. Pradeep Agarbadekar and her son Mr. Prince Agarbadekar has been abducted by them. Before starting the demolition work on second occasion and during inquiry, both persons were not seen at the spot. Thereafter, both the parties were called at the police station. At the police station, Mr. Arshad Khawaja produced the copy of the deed of sale dated on 5th August 2023. So also he lodged complaint for damaging the windshield of the excavator and pelting stones over his laborers. Mrs. Prinsha Pradeep Agarwadekar also lodged her complaint against Mrs. Pooja and unknown persons for abducting her husband and son and causing damage to her house situated at Asagam. The said complaint was discussed with DGP Goa, wherein he directed to obtain documents from Mrs. Prinsha Agarwadekar. He also informed me that Mrs. Pooja Sharma is the owner of the said property and no cognizable offence is made out into the complaint of Prinsha Agarwadekar and hence no need to take action into her complaint. Excavator machine which was used for the demolition of the said house has been kept at the police station premises and the same has been attached. During further inquiry visited at the spot wherein Mr. Pradeep Agarwadekar and Mr. Prince Agarwadekar were found at the demolition spot where they along with their family members were present. On 23rd June 2024, beat staff was deputed to serve the letter to Mrs. Prinsha Agarwadekar to furnish the ownership documents of the said house, wherein Mrs. Prinsha Agarwadekar read the contents of the letter and refused to acknowledge and receive the same and informed that she will be coming at the police station along with all the documents on 24th June 2024. Thereafter, Honorable MLA of Sholim constituency Mrs. Delilah Lobo appeared at the police station along with Mr. Pradeep Agarwadekar and his family members to discuss non-registration of FIR. She was informed that we had already sent letter to Mrs. Prinsha Agarwadekar to submit the documents of the house. Accordingly, she directed Prinsha Agarwadekar to submit the required documents immediately and accordingly the same was submitted. On 23rd June 2024, FIR was being registered at Anjuna Police Station and accused persons namely Mr. Pradeep Rana, Mr. Arshad Khawaja were placed under the arrest in the above crime. On 24th June 2024, DGP Goa had directed me to come at his office at PHQ Panji. Accordingly, I visited the office of DGP Goa, wherein he started shouting on me for not allowing Mr. Arshad Khawaja to complete the demolition work of the house. He also started threatening me to initiate high-level committee against me as I had not allowed Mr. Arshad Khawaja to demolish full house as he was doing it legally. He also threatened me saying that if he is also transferred from Goa, whenever he will be posted, he will book case against NDPS Act and he will falsely record statement of that accused that he is doing drug trade inconvenience with PI Anjuna Police Station and will frame me in the said case. All the communication made by DGP Goa on the day of demolition of the house was briefed to SP North Porvorim and STPO Mapsa.